Hello everyone and welcome to CWC F2 Season 6 Round 5 here for the Monaco GP around, well, I guess you could say the Prince of Persia, Monaco, as it's a very tight street circuit here and one of the most crown jewels of the Formula 1 calendar. I am PepsiFreak22, aka ROP, and Liam, sadly, or Evil Drag, was sadly not able to join us here today because of just some issues, so he will not be here sadly, and it'll just be me here alone in the booth again. But the show must go on, and I am here to call this race. Now, so yeah, we are here at Monaco, multiple turns here, very tight street circuit here. It's been in multiple movies and is one of the crown jewels of the Formula 1 calendar, like I just previously stated, and it's going to be a very tight circuit where almost anyone can win based on track position. And like most of the rounds, qualifying usually does matter, but here it matters even that much more, because if you can set a good qualifying pace, it's very hard to pass around here. So it will be quite interesting to see if a driver can get on pole position. He's basically going to put himself in a good spot into the race itself. Now, as we look here, actually, as we just look here, John Hader actually runs to the back of, I think that was Connor. So that will be kind of an interesting thing to start here, and I think that that's the first incident of tempers flaring. It will be quite interesting to see how the rest of the field goes. Now, we'll ride on board here with a lap, and we'll follow Tenu 02 around here. So he goes through corner 1 here, up the hill, going to go up the hill section. You want to get as much power down as you can. If you're going to hit 7th gear, then you want to get as close to the apex as you can. Don't want to hit these walls. These walls are very close, very clathing. Mind the bump here. Want to go in and out. Don't want to get the car unsettled, because else you'll be honestly going the wrong way around. Get very close to the apex here. Then you're coming up to the hairpin turn. Get on the brakes as much as you can. You may want to get down the first gear. This is the only corner of the track where the car gets fully rotated, and that's what the steer wheels are personally built for. Come up here to the right corner, hit the apex, get as close as you can to the apex while coming out. Don't want to hit the barrier. Then you're going to go through the tunnel section here, and then you're going to have one of the probably the only braking points. Well, one of the major only overtaking points is right here, where a lot of drivers are going to try to throw the overtaking, and how brave can you be on the brakes. And you want to hit the double apex here, and then you're going to go through the come up to the swimming pool section here. Beat by a vegan. Oh, he holds up Tenu, and that will be a wing brake, so that's not going to be a pole lap from him. Probably still because he's the first one, but again, some anger probably going to be coming through the radio of Tenu, and that's the second incident where someone runs through someone. Anyway, go through the little chicane there near the swimming pool section, and this will be one of the last major overtaking points on this circuit, where a lot of drivers, if they are daring, will throw it, and then it's a run up to the line. But as you can see there, a lot of drivers are going to be breaking their wings here today. And it'll be quite interesting to see who will keep their car in pristine condition throughout most of the weekend. Now, as you can see, 14 drivers have giddied up here for the round of CWC F2 here. A little bit of a less full field, but there was an update, and I think some drivers may have not been able to get the update, so a couple drivers are probably on pace to join us a little bit later, hopefully. So we'll be interested to see, but if it starts to rain, I think a lot of drivers could also be caught out in interesting conditions. But for right now, qualifying at least looks like it's going to be dry. But yeah, a lot of spacing out here. As you can see, that Disco Sue has set the pole lap as we speak, but that time will presumably fall down. Kenobi is going to jump to P3 on his time here. Now, there is I guess worth noting that there is a current new rule change currently implemented, and I guess I will let the viewers know, and the people in on the rule. Track resetting is no longer allowed, so if you crash and you reset the track, you will get a 10-second time penalty added to your next race time. Yeah, with a 10-second time penalty for the next race. And the second thing worth noting is that if you decide to cut corners to try to get quicker around this track to give yourself one more attempt at a qualifying lap, you will also be served a penalty and have 10 seconds added onto the time at the end of this race. So those two new rules are in effect, and it'll be quite to see how it affects the drivers, because sometimes finger slips, sometimes you want to try to find that best time, but if you get uncareful, you may be having a nice trip to the steward's office at the end of this race. As Disco Sue will now on a basically continuous lap and will let someone by. Now, Alpha F1 has set the pole position lap right now at a 1:10.687. That's well over a second clear of the next driver. And Charlie Chaplin, who is currently leading the point standings, which, again, with a lot of information flying at once, I did not do a points rundown. So I will quickly do that as we speak. So let me just pull up the standings real fast. And I will let you know. As you can see that, yeah, Charlie Chinglin, or Charlie, we'll call him Charlie, is currently leading the points away with 55 points after he won last week in Spain. Reds, who is currently second in the point standings, who's also now second on our timesheets, is currently second in the point standings, and Lazy the Twig, who is not here, but his game is currently updating, so he should possibly make it, and is the third Red Bull, the other Red Bull driver, is currently third in the standings. Followed by Kenobi and TTG Maze rounding out the top 5. So yeah, a lot of drivers looking to get points here, and since Maze is not here, those 4 drivers, and since Twig and Maze aren't here, Kenobi can make some ground on Twig, and Charlie and Reds could, actually, Lazy just joined, so speak of the devil, he shall appear, but it looks like a lot of these drivers are going to be fighting, and since the top contenders are here, it looks like there will be quite an interesting fight at the top of the pedestal. So yeah, there's a bunch of drivers are coming in here. Now, again, qualifying does matter here. And as you can see by fitted tires, you can settle probably a lap on the mediums as well, because some drivers will try medium this off, and other drivers will try soft to medium. Because a one-stop is viable around here, and a lot of the drivers are going to try a one-stop. And the mediums can go longer than this off, and since, again, track position is king and it's hard to pass, maybe it's starting on the mediums may not be the worst call, especially at this track. But a lot of things can vary depending on safety cars and other things. As King has now set the fast lap of the race with a 109.948. So the Alpha driver who was not here last week, actually he was, but he didn't have, no, he was here at China, but I don't think he was here at Spain. But he had a relatively odd performance at China, so it's good to see him put the car right and set the pole position, at least for now. But that time may surely fall because our points leader and our second place in points currently set their times on mediums, and those times will probably fall. So yeah, we have 11 minutes to go in the session here. Multiple drivers still going around the track here. We have Reds, who's on a still flyer here, but I think he may be on a cooldown lap because of his ERS. We have Smitty, who's currently right behind him, who is on an out lap. So yeah, we got a few cars on an out lap. Demo is currently out on a set of mediums. Yeah, I think King will be coming in this lap most likely. He's already put 2 laps on his tires. I would not be shocked if he pulls it in. And then, oh, he gets very squirrely there. That is something that a lot of drivers will have to worry out with because the back end can kick out if you're not careful. Yep, and he will call it a lap and we'll be coming in. So I guess we'll ride on board with Smitty. He's the, actually, because Hater's on an out lap, that's the Ferrari of Hater, or even if it's Vegan, Vegan's in the pits, so it has to be Hater that's going off into turn 1. And Tanu is in the pits, so yeah, he is the first, the car that is on the first one, this mouthful. He is the first car that's going to try to set a lap, so we'll ride on board with him. You can see here, again, he's got some good pace here. He probably wants to get as high as he can, so we'll see where he is at the end of Sector 1. He has set a 1:12.161, so there's probably room to improve. He is up about a quarter of his time right now, so at the pace he's going, he probably won't jump Disco Stew, but if you can put it together and keep it going, he may be able to get some more time on the board. So we'll see as he enters Sector 2 here. Now down the tunnel straight here. Relatively fast with his pace here, keeping the throttle down. We'll see how late he decides to brake. Where will he decide to brake? Round the pedal just past the 100-meter board. Don't want to cut. It's very easy to cut here. He did not. Gonna go past the straight up, going up to the swimming pool straight here. We'll see where he is because this is Sector 2 point. He is well over 3/4 up on his time. So he definitely could at least be top 6 if he can keep that pace going. Around the last corner, oh, he goes very deep there. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Could have got more of that apex. We'll see here. Opens up the DRS. Here he comes down the line. It's going to be a 1:11.4, and that will put him in the P6, just barely ahead of Disco Stew. As we can see, that Disco Stew is actually validated, so his time will not be improving. And then we have the Williams of Kenobi, who's actually on a purple Sector 2, at least according to the map. But that could be a glitch. We'll see here. Opens up DRS, gets very close to that wall there, and it's going to be a 1:10.321. That will be P2 on the track, and that was a great lap by Kenobi, but I think he can find a little bit more, knowing Kenobi. As his Williams teammate is currently also set a purple Sector 2, and is our points leader, and it says he's up a second, so this could be a flyer. He could break into the 110s. Well, definitely will break into the 110s. Could even break into the 19s, how quick he goes here. Could have got a little bit more on the exit. We'll see here. Run up to the line. It will be a 1:09.961. That will be barely off pole position. Relatively close. That's how close that's how close the intervals are here at Monaco, where one little slip up could cost you pole position. In that case, he has learned that lesson the hard way. Now, Tanui, who had an alright lap going but got into a collision with one of the Ferraris, he will actually now go pole position with a 1:09.422. So it was quite interesting to see how he could have set that time if that Ferrari did not chop him off on the first lap. Smitty's in the pit, but the other Haas is currently out there. Not fine before he crosses the line, but he jumps to P6 on the grid. You have the Ferrari next, I think that's beat by a Vegan. He will jump with a 1:12. And you have the Red Bull of Lazy actually starting his lap. That was Alpha. I believe that was Alpha. Yeah, that was an Alpha. I think it was Lazy. Someone just crossed the line. I think that may have been, that was Disco Stew, I believe, and he did not improve. So, regardless, not anything more to note on his time. So, with 7 minutes to go, 4 drivers have not set a time yet. John Hader, who is invalidated, so he's going to have to set up for another lap. Exelic, who is not even, I don't think hasn't even gone out yet. Connor, who's went out, but I think actually pulled it in because he did lag out, so did not set a good time. And Lazy, who is third in the points and probably wants to put a lap down, and will be on a lap here, so he should have a good time here. We'll see here. Not up in the time zones. No interval split there, so I guess we'll find out when he crosses the line. Goes very wide there. Could have took in the corner a little bit nicer. Alpha's going to cross the line first, but he's on an out lap, so his time will be worth noting. He will set the time. He will set a 1:12.355. That will only put him P11, so he's going to have to find some more time if he wants to get up in the top positions. Beat by Vegan has not set a time because he's invalidated, so his time will not count. Hater has pulled in the pit lane, and the other Haas, I think of Maddie, should be following suit in the pit lane. So with a lap time around a minute here, and it looks like you go about 2 laps per qualifying run. So most of these drivers should be heading out with within 3 minutes to go. 3 to 4 minutes to go to try to get that last little lunge at it. Demo on a lap here. We'll see where he sets. He's on an out lap, so I guess we'll ride board here with him. Alpha as well. So we'll cut to Alpha first because Alpha's a little bit farther the track. He's invalidated, so never mind. But he was up on his time. Lazy's currently down on his time, so Zelic has actually retired, so Zelic will be starting in P last, P15 on the racing surface. Zelic, it says he's down on his time, so we'll keep it. John Hader's in pit. That's beat by a Vegan, trying to possibly improve on a set of mediums. Actually, is Lazy? We'll keep an eye here. We're 80s on the splits. No, I think he's on an in lap because that's a little bit too slow. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, no, he's not even close. Yeah, he should be probably pulling in a pit lane. Yep, he will, so he'll be going for one more attempt. Alpha has a valley, so we'll cut back to Demo, who's in the tunnel straight here. So we'll see where he is at the end of Sector 2 here. He is on a flyer. Gets very close. You got to get very close to that barrier right there. And I bet you during the race, one driver will clip that tire barrier and will spin it and loop it. It's just bound to happen. He is up half a second on his time, which would put him a very improvement. It would definitely put him at the very least in top 5, actually top 6, if he can hold it. Through the last couple corners here, gonna get as close as he can, get up in the rumble strip, got a little bit squirrely, could have probably took it a little more straight, run down the line, 109, 110, 110, 637, that will put him P5, and that will put him just barely ahead of Alpha, who's in pit lane right now, trying to get a new sort of, probably gonna go out there for one more lap with the remaining time. Chaplin's gonna be heading out for one more go. Tadru, our current pole sitter, is going to be going on one more lap here. This will probably be his last major attempt he'll have at it. Hopefully no one holds him up. Connor coming out of pit lane. Almost could have been scary. Could have had a Code Brown moment if they were not careful. Connor's going to be on his out lap. You got Disco Stu, Smitty, Reds, Charlie, Kenobi, all on out laps. And so all drivers are going to probably take one more attempt at it, except probably for Exelic because, well, Exelic has retired from the session. We do have a yellow flag. Sector 2, I think, beat by a Vegan, may have hit the wall. No, he is slow, though. May have ran out of fuel. He's going to pull over, let Kenobio. Good on him. Good on him. Yeah, I think he has ran out of fuel, so that's why. But luckily, Kenobi was not on a flyer, so no harm, no foul. Tenu. Yeah, Tenu02 is currently... Teru. Is currently... A Red's actually retired as well, so did he crash it? We'll see. He's currently up in Sector 2 here, so we'll cut with the Red Bull. I'm going to find the Red Bull. Let's see here if he's binned it. And he has. He's lost it going up near the hill section, and he's lost the back end, so that is not good for our guy in second in points, and he is going to be P8, but probably wished he could have improved. So that's not going to be a good, not going to be a good showing for Reds, and he's going to probably wish he was a little higher up the grid. As we ride on board here, we'll see as I think Disco Su's going to be starting his out lap here. We'll see where Demo's the first driver, but he's in pits. That's Connor on his out lap. So I believe the first driver is going to set his lap is Smith. Yeah, Smitty 1717, but it doesn't look like he's up on his time, so maybe he's going to try one more go around. Yeah, he's definitely down on his time, so he's going to set up for one more attack right now. We'll cut back to it in a minute. 11 has just joined, so 11 will have to rush into a car and quickly get out here. A lot of drivers are kind of going slow here. Kenobi up next. Big cluster up in turn 1. One driver is kind of going slow there. I think it's... I guess they're maybe just trying to wait it out, getting some space. As it does look like Smith has actually set a purple Sector 1, so we're quite interested to see how their lap time holds. We got the Red Bull of Vapor Lazy, who just is setting on a starting lap now as well. So we actually will cut back to, I think that is Kenobi. No, that is Charlie. Charlie's going to go slow here too. He's up on a lap. We'll see where he does it. He does a 109.961. He actually did not improve. So he will be trying one more lap here. We got the other driver, Maddie, here going on his out lap, so he will be setting for one more lap. Then I think Connor's up next. Yep, Connor's here. He's actually he's on a flyer, so we'll see where he sets it. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that fast. Oh, he goes really wide there. Yeah, that's not going to be an improvement. King, who's currently second, is on his out lap, so he'll be going for one more attempt. Then we got Maddie. That is not Maddie. Sorry, Smitty, who was not. He's invalidated, so he's going to be pulling in. Disco Stu is on a live, but he's relatively slow, so he's gearing up for one more lap. A lot of drivers look like they're just slowing up to go for, wait until the death of qualifying to go for an attempt. Alpha's on a flyer. Then we have Charlie. No, that's Kenobi again. That is Kenobi, and he's going in pit lane. And then we got Alpha, and then we got Lazy here. Lazy's invalidated, so Lazy's going to be trying to go for one more attempt. We'll see if he pulls it in. Considering that Charlie, I think that was actually Kenobi that pulled in. Yeah, it's done qualifying for Kenobi. Connor, then we go back to Demo. He's doing a lot of action. They're trying to flip the cameras. Demo is currently going to start an outlap too. Charlie's coming in, so Charlie's done for day on the qualifying. No time, he'll have another chance to set another lap. Smitty is currently in pit lane. Maddie is going to try a lap here. Maddie around the last couple corners here. Going to have a time. He's definitely going to improve. We'll see where he slots it. It's going to be a 1:10.469. That will put him up to P5. Next, we got up his TTGaming King, who's coming in the last corners there. He is set a purple sector 2. It will be a run up to the line as well. We'll see where he sets it. 105, 106. It's going to be probably a 109. It's going to be a 109.217. That will put him on pole position. And since Tennu is on his outlap, it'll be quite interesting if there's an answer for it. Disco Stu up next. Disco Stu is going to set a 110.738. That will put him up to P8. Next up, you got Alpha F1. Who's going to cross the line, going to go P4 with a 109.985. Next up, you got Beat by Vegan, who's going to be starting his lap, so he's not going to count. Now you got the current guy who was on pole position, now in second, going to start his out lap. He's going to have one attempt at it. We'll ride on board with him for a few seconds. Then we got Demo, who's about, as it looks like one of the Red Bulls as Alpha has decided to bid into the wall. His day is done. Next up is Demo. Demo's up on his time where he will slot. He will slot him with a 110.431. He is now going to be in P6. And then we'll have a little bit of a break here to take a second to breathe. King has invalidated, so he will not have it. That is a track cut, but since I think it's at the end of session, no harm, no foul, I would argue, because he's not going for another lap. Then we got the Disco Stu that's currently set a lap. So Disco Stu's still on a lap, but it looks like he's going relatively slow, so his lap is done. So we got John Hader. So we'll cut him by with him. Tennu, who's currently second, who's number 1 on the bump. So we'll watch him right now, because he's probably the main answer left to go for pole position here between King and Tennu. So we're going to see where he is on the Sector 2 splits here. Going to go through the little ass section here hard as he can. Almost takes the wall with him. He's up a half a second on his time. He is really flying up through the S section there, over the little bumps. This could be a pole lap. He's well over half a second clear. If he can keep this pace, he will be rolling off pole position for the Renault team. Through the last couple corners, Disco Stu has it validated. We'll see where the Ferrari slots. The Ferrari slot does not improve. Here comes Tennu. Tennu up the pole position with a 108.743. He just came out and spanked the field, and now he will be rolling off in pole position. And the only other driver that can answer it is Demo, but I think Demo's on a solo lap. He is validated, so pole position will be going to Tennu in the Renault. And he will be in P1, TTML King in P2, and our current points leader, Charlie, in P3. And that will round out the top 3 here in qualifying. So it'll be quite interesting to see that a lot of drivers, well actually we'll wait for the results here, because the only 2 drivers out on track are on slowdown laps, because everyone has crossed the lines. We are just waiting for the last little retirements here. So we will wait here. But yeah, Tennu is currently your pole sitter. We'll ride on board with him while we wait for the Ghost to finish up here and wait for the last second. I think maybe someone has not retired in the pit lane, so we are waiting for that to finish up. But yeah, as we wait for qualifying here, if you like what you're seeing and you're currently watching, why not comment? Let us know who you're rooting for. There's a lot of drivers currently in this field, a lot of talented drivers, and if you have any preferences on who you want to see win this race, please let us know in the comments below, or I guess the live stream chat as well. But Tennu has set the pole lap with a 108.743. Then you got TTGaming King in second, Charlie in third, Alpha in fourth, Kenobi in fifth, Demo in sixth, Maddie in seventh, BLR Disco Stu in eighth, Reds in ninth, Smitty in 10th, Beat by Vegan 11th, Vapor Lazy 12th, and then there was a grid penalty with Connor and Hader, so they'll be starting in the back. Then you got Exalc, who will then be bumped up to P13, and 11 will be bumped up to P14, and then Connor 15th and Hader 16th. And that's how they will roll off for qualifying. So yeah, now again, as a commentator, we don't really know the weather conditions, so there is a chance that there could be rain in the race. Now, I think, though, what Alpha has said in the chat, though, that there is not going to be rain in the race. Maybe. Because he said it looks like to be double dry, so I think he was kind of hoping for a wet race, but again, you never know. But yeah, no, it looks pretty dry here, so I think we'll have a nice dry Monaco session with no real shenanigans, which, for the driver's standpoint, are probably thrilled, but for the commentators and the viewers, they are probably looking for a little bit of carnage. But all I know is a lot of tempers probably will be flying here today because, again, since this is not a track where it's very easy to pass, a lot of drivers are going to probably be a little bit angry. We'll probably get a little bit feisty with each other, and they will definitely let their tempers be known in the Discord and the chats. But hopefully they keep it civil because, at the end of the day, we're all technically drivers that all have opinions and respect and probably deserve a little bit of respect for willing to drive around Monaco in these wide F1 cars. So we'll take a look here at the tire strategy. I'd assume anyone 10th on back will be starting on a set of mediums. Actually, yep, well, exactly. Red's actually qualified on a set of mediums, so he will be a P9. So he'll be the only driver in the top 10 on mediums. But after that, Beat by a Vegan has decided to start on a set of hards, which is kind of interesting. And then you got Lazy, Zelik, 11, Connor, and Hader all setting on a start of mediums. So, kind of interesting. We do have 39 laps around here at Monaco, so it will be a very interesting race. So buckle up, get some popcorn, enjoy the race. And I guess while they go around the formation lap here, I guess I will plug some things because, hey, you got to plug some things as the commentator here. If you like what you see, why not like and subscribe to the channel? They do races multiple days here on League Racing TV. There's a schedule on Twitter, which you can follow them at League Racing TV. I also do commentating for another league, TTML, F2 on Sundays. So if you like my voice, you can hear me along with Brandon doing commentating for that. Other than that, you can also follow me at PepsiFreak212 at Twitter if you want to know my opinion on things, but you don't have to. Or you can also do some other things as well. And also, if you like the league, you can also join the Discord. And, yeah, you can join the Discord, possibly get on the grid as well as a reserve driver. So if you do like the driving you see, there are possibly open slots. So, yeah, check the Discord. And you can also find the league as well, I think, on Twitter as well, which is at CWC or something around those lines. And, yeah, you can then possibly get in as a reserve driver if you're happy. Now, you can look here at the projected tire strategies. It looks like soft and mediums will work. And hard, so it looks like a one-stop for everyone on the cards bearing a safety car. But as they lead up to the formation lap here, I guess I should throw out a quick prediction. And honestly, you know what? Give me Reds. I want to say Reds because I think Reds is a relatively fast driver, and they're starting on mediums, and they're the fastest probably on the mediums right now, so I'll go with Reds winning this race. But I also expect the Mercedes drivers, Exelic or 11, one of them to get their first points here today. Because I think they will have a relatively good race here today, and because of Monaco being a very hard track to pass. And I think it will be quite interesting to see how they do here today. But I'm going to say one of the Mercs gets a point here today, and Reds will win this race. Now as we wait for the 5 red lights here, as the rest of the drivers will line up here. Hopefully they give me a good camera here going into turn 1. There we go. So as here we go for the 5 red lights. You can barely see them over the UBS sign, but away they go. In the turn 1 here they go. Looks like Taru got a relatively good start, but it looks like the Williams even got a better start here. As they're going to go off turn 1 here. Very bad angles. Oh, it looks like the McLaren gets a little squirrely. A lot of ghost cars already damaged in the back. As it looks like my scoring tables already got screwed up, but it looks like everyone relatively made it okay through the field. No major instances, except for the little collision, I think, with one of the Mercs and the Red Bull, McLaren of Connor. As it looks like the Williams is under attack here from Alpha. As it looks like actually King took position in the turn 1, actually jumped Teru in the turn 1. So good play by him now through the chicane, airplane here. And it looks like the casino section, and it looks like it's going to be a relatively 1-2 thing. Yellow flag, sector 2, someone looks like they've lost it. Hopefully I can get a good angle at it. Yeah, it just looks like someone may have hit the wall there. Yeah, it looks like the Ferrari of John Hader hit the wall. It has some damage. That was the reason of the yellow flag. But they are still relatively close. Here at turn 1, you can see the brake lockups here. They're trying to find out the cars and find the pace in question. As they're going to run off to the corner here, King, as pole, has got a half a second lead on Tadu. As they head off into the swimming pool section, John Hader gets the first penalty of the day with a 3-second time penalty. The first of presumably many. Because, again, very easy to cut here on this circuit. So as we wait for the timing and scoring to get fixed here, this game kind of has that little bit of an issue with the scoring cards, so we'll have to wait for it to adjust. It looks like, I think Alpha may have pitted. So Alpha got some damage on the start of the race here. So that's not good. Along with another driver, Reds as well got some damage. So it looks like my prediction of Reds may have not worked out. So they're both going to have to pit again unless they went on a set of hards. Actually, I think Reds did go on a set of hards. But no, Reds went on a set of softs. Alpha went on a set of hards. So we just see if they... Alpha could probably make it to the end. Maybe. No, he probably couldn't have. So both drivers are probably going to have to pit again. As we'll cut up to the back of the lead here again, we still got King in the lead. And we got, so 3 drivers had to pit under the lap 1 incident. It looks like it was Reds, 11, and Hater, along with Alpha as well. So 4 drivers had to pit. So we'll see how they can make this recovery work. We do have yellow flag sector 3, but I think that's just Hater coming on the pit lane, so nothing to report. And he gets another 3-second time penalty for cutting. So yeah, we got an interesting situation. We're only on lap 2. Looks like the field's kind of got spaced out here, which is kind of good at Monaco, because with the walls being so tight that it's very hard to pass, and in those situations, it's kind of good to get some space on the first couple laps because you got to get the heat in the tires that you don't want to possibly run into your neighbor and cause damage. But knowing this is Monaco, a safety car could always be on the horizon, so it's not game over for Alpha, Reds, 11, or Hater as well. DRS has been now enabled, and it looks like Disco Stu's actually had to pit. We'll see if he's pitting by choice or damage. It looks like he's had damage as well, so he had to pit for a possible calamity on the wall. So a lot of drivers are hitting these walls already, it seems. As we got a position here, battle for 4, as it looks like Demo's under pressure by Maddie, and Maddie's got pressure with Kenobi. We do have a yellow flag in the back sector there. It looks like possibly a driver, yeah, it looks like Exelic went to pit lane and went a little bit slower squirrely and caused the flag to fly. As we're back here up with Kenobi, even though that gap is clearly not half a second, it looks like that is probably a little bit closer than it says. But it looks like he could be trying something with DRS here, but it actually looks like Maddie got the better exit here, so can he try something on Demo? How aggressive will he be on lap 3? Because there's a big gap from Demo to the next car up the track, which is Charlie, so you want to get by him as quickly as you can, because, again, with this circuit not being that very easy to pass, you want to get ahead of the slower car, in the opinion. If you think the car ahead of you is slower, you're going to want to force it so you can attack the car ahead. Not saying Demo's the slowest driver on the grid, but I'm just saying right now, I think Maddie's probably thinking Demo's a bit slower than he is. So this is our close battle track, so we will cut on, we'll stay on board with it, and we'll just keep an eye on around the field as we go. As it looks like King has pulled well over a second clear of Tennu, so, but I believe Tennu will definitely be able to come back. As it looks like Kenobi very got close to the wall there, so it looks like they are really trying to find the push on turn 1. They are really going as far as they can and trying to get as much time as they can out of these cars. Little lock up there by Maddie as they're going to go into the section here. Maddie, Kenobi just can't really make anything happen, nowhere to make the pass happen. It looks like Connor has pitted as well for another set of wings, so he has pitted as well, so a lot of drivers have already pitted. As we take a quick look at the stops, everyone from 9th on back has already taken their first pit stop of the race for damage, which is definitely out of sequence with the pits, with the order of what a pit stop should be taken. Because the pit stop from the first set of softs, if you start in the top 10, should be allowed on lap 12. As it looks like Maddie is going to try something. How aggressive will he be? Very aggressive on the brakes. He will lock up the corner. Should probably have to give up the position. That he will. He knows he went wide, and that will actually even allow Kenobi to take over the spot. So Maddie, very aggressive on the brakes. Car locked up. And now he loses a spot instead of gaining a spot. And that's probably not going to be nice for Maddie to see. As now Kenobi's next man up on Demo. Will Kenobi keep the, will learn the trade secret that he just learned from Maddie and be able not to make the same mistake? On that, we do have we'll cut back here to battle 10 here because we'll keep an eye on it. We do have a little bit of a train here forming as well between Alpha, Disco Stu, and Reds. 3 very fast drivers that had some incidents on the first lap as well. So we'll keep an eye on board with the battle for the couple last points paying positions here, and we'll also keep a battle with Demo as well. So we kind of flip back and forth here. But for right now, we'll ride on board here with a battle for 9th. As Disco Stu should, if he gets a good X here, should have a lunge on Alpha. But it looks like Alpha got a better X than Disco Stu, so no lunge unless Disco Stu is very bold, if you would say. So we'll cut up here. I don't think a pass will happen. Now we'll cut back out to battle 4 here. So we're going to go through a next passing opportunity here. It looks like definitely Kenobi. It looks like Kenobi got a very good exit again, similar to Maddie did last lap. But Demo got a little bit better of a run, maybe using some of his DRS. Will Kenobi try something? No, he will not. He'll slot back in, and all 4, 5, and 6 will stay 4, 5, and 6. But all this battling has allowed Vapor Lazy to get to the tail end of this pack. As we'll cut back to P9, P10 here. Alpha is currently P9. Can Disco Stu try something with the AlphaTauri, or as my co-commentator who's not here would say, the sister team of Red Bull? Will he try something on the senior team? Will the Kohai try a move on the Senpai? No, he will not, but he's very aggressive on those brakes, so he is trying to find something. Kenobi going to try something on Demo here, going into turn 1. Again, had a great opportunity to happen, but since it's just such a short straight, there is really nowhere you can make that lunge happen. And it's just, he's just going to have to sit behind. Reds now gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So, again, from bad to worse for Reds. Again, second in the points, really need a good performance today, and the current points leader is currently in third, so really not what you want to see from, the race point was not looking to see. But now he's going to try and move on Disco Stu, possibly around the outside. We'll, again, think better of it, and we'll just slot in behind. We'll cut back over to Battle 5 here as we got Maddie under pressure from Lazy and Kenobi under pressure. Kenobi pressuring Demo and Maddie getting under pressure from Lazy. So we'll see here, again, could be brazen enough to try a lunge. How aggressive would be on the brakes? Again, just not close enough. We do have a yellow flag, Sector 3. One of the cars is slow. It looks like it's just Hater going relatively slow, and I think he's about to be put down a lap down. But ghosting is on, so nothing really should happen here. It looks like, actually, our second place car of Tedu is coming in the pit lane. It looks like he's pitting for a front wing change, so it looks like he may have done some damage and hit the wall while we were watching some of the battles here. It's, again, a little bit too early for a pit stop, so it'll be interesting to see how it works. Jeez. Mouthful there. As we look on battle here again, as it looks like we have a yellow flag, Sector 2. It looks like, again, just a slow car of the Ferrari of Hater. As we ride on board here again, Kenobi, look, he's faster in some of these straight sections, but he just can't make anything happen. As now Tattoo's kind of a little bit upset. Oh, he goes very aggressive there. That may have been the reason why he had wing damage last time. Trying to find as much time as he can, and the back end kicks out. And it looks like it's the same thing that happened to Reds during the qualifying run. So it looks like that hill section is causing a few drivers to be caught out, and you think he's got damage if I can ever find a good angle at it. I think he does have damage. So yeah, now that battle for fourth is now for the battle for third. So yeah, as we got to move here, going to try some, even though he's possibly got some wing damage, he's going to try to lung it around the outside, and successfully he will. Yeah, he's missing an end plate on the right side, but that shouldn't slow him down too much. But it'll probably make that car feel like a boat, no pun intended, around this swimming pool section around here, as he goes almost into the tire wall there. Not a tire wall, the barrier. I guess the guardrail is the correct word. But yeah, a lot to cover here. So we do have a car that's actually spun. Disco Stu is around. He has looped it in the chicane there. So like I said during qualifying, someone will loop it, and I don't think something happened between Reds and Disco. So sadly, we were watching the battle between Tenu and Beat by Vegan. So I did not get a good look at it, but I would not be shocked if either Disco Stu hit the barrier or possibly may have had an incident with him. As Zelik has actually retired from the race, it looks like they retired in pit lane, so no safety car. John Hader has just stopped on the circuit there. I don't know why he reversed there, but kind of worth noting here. A lot of things, again, happening on this track. As it looks like, though, Reds will take over the last position for now, but with a 3-second time penalty, he is always respectable from getting attacked. And actually, while we were watching, Lazy got around Maddie for P5, so, again, a lot of camera shots here. May have missed that pass on track, but, yeah, Lazy's now P5 and is looking to make something happen here, possibly up ahead. We got Kenobi, again, getting kind of held up by Demo. He's been around him for multiple laps here, and this is the pain of Monaco. If you think you're faster, there's no real opportunity where to make a pass. And now especially that the softs are falling off. Actually, because Lazy, if I remember correctly, pitted on one of the earlier laps, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, no, he actually has not. So he actually started the race on a set of mediums. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. Yeah, he's going to be at the fresher rubber here for the next stint. And again, he'll have the advantage with some clear tracks. So it'll be interesting to see where it will shake up when pit stops happen. But again, you're not missing anything up front. King has collected over 12 seconds clear of Charlie. So nothing up front to note. King has just been dominant in this race so far. But again, anything's possible. As Maddie has pitted again for a front wing change on lap 9. And Tenu has pitted again to go on a set of hards to fix his wing after that little incident up the hill. And that will put him back behind the 8 ball again. And will bump Beat by Vegan up to 6. As I just saw Disco Stu. Yeah, Disco Stu's in 9th. Maddie's in 10th. And it looks like the Haas driver, both Haas's will make the rail test. So we got to move here, possibly through the section here. As it looks like Kenobi is trying something, but it's going to allow the Red Bull to go aggressive here. And they're going to go side by side there. And it looks like Lazy tried it, and he just couldn't because the little rope there, and it gave Kenobi the advantage. And now Kenobi will hold spot. But again, he is getting very aggressive here because he knows he's getting held up, and Lazy has the faster tire right now because of how long they've been out on it, because the medium lasts longer than the soft. So Kenobi knows he has to get on and get that pass happen soon, or else he may be susceptible from a pass by Lazy. And since Lazy doesn't have to pit till later, he'll have the fresher tires, so it'll be interesting. Now we have Alpha retired from the session. He has crashed it. We'll find out where he is. He's in the, I think he's up here, so we'll ride on board here with Smitty till we find him. He should be up here. I think we have a safety car. Yep, he just lost it. He clipped the wall, and that will be a full core safety car. So we'll see if anyone decides to dump down pit lane. Kenobi will, and he should be able to make it to the end on a set of mediums from here. It will be close, but he should be able to make it. Beat by Vegan will also, no, he'll stay out. I think that's the other Ferrari of John Hader. He is pitting. We have Reds pitting from 7th. We also have Disco Stu pitting. We'll have Smitty pitting. Maddie will be staying out. Tenu, obviously, who just pitted, will obviously stay out. So yeah, a lot of drivers here may have just been bailed out by the safety car a little bit. They have damage. They can fit it with no real-time penalty loss. So I think a lot of drivers will be pitting here. And we'll be definitely getting a fresh set of rubber here, because now we are in the range where a pit stop will happen. You can make it to the end. John Hader gets a 5-second time penalty for crossing the white line. So, again, not like you want to see from Hader and the Ferrari team. King is now in pit lane here, and he will be pitting, so he will be good to go to the end. I assume Charlie, when he gets around this last couple sections here, will probably be pitting as well. And I would assume pretty much everyone will be coming in here, because there's no real point in staying out, because you lose a free pit stop around Monaco. That's probably not something you want to see happen. Yep, he will definitely be pitting. Demo and Lazy will probably be pitting as well. So Lazy probably just got hurt by the safety car the most, because he was on a set of mediums and was probably hoping that at least it could have stayed out a couple more laps till the soft runners pitted. But now he does gain some time, but not as much time as he's probably wishing he had. But again, it will neutralize the field. He actually kept his wing clean, so good on him. Same thing with Demo. But Demo will actually get jumped by Lazy, because I think he may be serving a penalty? Yeah, I think he was serving a penalty there. So, but Beat by Vegan will jump Demo, and actually, because Beat by Vegan's staying out. Interesting. He is on a set of hards, because he did start the race on a set of hards, so it would be a bit early from the pit. But he's going to lose a free pit stop, so I think he should have been pitting here. But I kind of can see why he won't. But it feels like something he should be pitting, or at least probably should consider it. As we'll have a couple laps here on the safety car to get the field resorted. We'll take a look who's currently got the fastest lap of the race, and we'll get one extra point. That is currently going to be TM King, who's at 1:12.703. I think that's a 3. Purple on purple. No, it's an 8. There we go. 7:08. But I bet you that time will fall with a bunch of new fresh tires on the car. So yeah, I will take a look at the chats here to see what exactly happened to Alpha. I think he may have just lost on his own accord. Or maybe he could tell us in the chat if he's still here. But I think he may have lost it on his own accord going up the hill section. But again, if something may have happened where two drivers may have collided, we'll definitely hear about it. So we'll take a look here while we wait. Yeah, no new updates in the chat, so I think he may have just lost it on his own. But yeah, Beat by Vegan staying out again, so I don't know if this is the right call, but again, Ferrari, I guess Ferrari knows best. I've made multiple calls on prediction where I've been right, and I've made multiple calls where I've been wrong, so that's why I'm not in the cockpit votes, because we don't have the full information. So sometimes a call could be made, and you think it's right, but maybe it's not. So we'll have a quick little check here. We'll take a look at the... Actually, we do have a section here, so maybe he actually did respond to us. Okay. So yeah, we wait on board here again. This is where a co-commentator would be a bit helpful, but again, since sadly Liam was not able to join us here today, I'm kind of on my own, so trying to fill the dead air with anything that comes up. So again, if you like this stream, why not comment while we wait for this to happen? Charlie gets a 3-second for mounting that curb. So that was kind of a mistake by Charlie. Under the safety car, no less. But now he gets at least 2 free cuts. So at the very least, he gets at least 2 free moments to try to attack again. But that's definitely not going to help him. But yeah, if there's 10 people in the viewership right now, why not interact? I'm looking for something to talk about. So how's the weather in whatever part of the country you're currently watching in? How do you feel right now about the race? Are you enjoying it? Let us know. So again, another lap here. The safety car will not be coming in this time by, because it would have flashed up already. So it will be one more lap before the safety car comes in, especially because Connor, 11, actually Hader's currently lap down, so he's already in the pack. But Smitty, Connor, 11 have not caught the pack yet, along with Reds. So we are waiting. Oh, there's a major stack up there. And we got a 5-second as Maddie gets a collision with Taru. So it looks like Taru may have ran into the back of Maddie after Maddie had to slow down for something. So again, very easy to rack up penalties here, as Taru's actually going to have to pit for a broken wing. So that is just from bad to worse. And now he's actually retired from the session. So I think he's decided to call it a day. He's not probably too thrilled with Monaco. Monaco is a race of nutrition. And I guess he may not be the most thrilled with what just happened there. And he's probably not too happy. Or maybe he's decided to call it a day because of engine problems. Who knows? But a lot of drivers have gone AI, which is probably a little bit of a smart thing here, especially under the safety car, because you don't want to actually run in the back of someone like what just happened between Teru and Smitty when someone may have to brake check. So, but obviously you don't get to warm your tires as much, so there's a risk reward there. As we just kind of again wait for the field to go around for one more lap. Again, King is probably wanting to keep the pace going because he has done relatively well so far. But obviously I will knock on wood because still plenty of laps left in this race. As Disco Stu gets a 5-second time penalty for collision with Reds. So it looks like Disco Stu may have been braking for something. And Reds ran to the back of him and they gave it to Disco Stu. So again, yeah, just a lot of incidents under the safety car here, not knowing where to put the car. As John Hader gets another 3-second time penalty. I'll give Hader for points for trying, but considering I think he's 2 laps down, he's at least 1 lap down, so it will be he probably should pull up behind the wall at the very least. Maybe he's just racing for pride. Maybe because again, you know, with these drivers dropping like flies, maybe he can still get a point if he hangs on. As we wait here for the safety car here, we'll ride on board with Charlie here because we'll wait for King to go. King probably wants to stack him up right in the middle of the section here when a braking point happened. When will King decide to go here? King waiting here. Disco Stu, it's another 5-second time penalty with a collision of Reds. King waiting. Oh, King's still waiting there. Charlie thought it was go time, but it was not. And King kind of held him up there, so King will get a better start than Charlie did. Reds has retired from the session. I think he decided to pull it down pit lane. He has, so that will not... Actually, no, I think he's lost it. He's lost it on track. Because he's on the edge of pit lane, but I don't know exactly what happened there, to be honest, because as Charlie gets wide too and hits the wall. So Charlie kind of skids there, and a lot of things happening here. Monaco's a very track where a lot of drivers get a lot of accidents happen. I don't know what exactly happened to the Reds there. Our guy driver points in second. It looks like he may have tried to pull it down pit lane and hit the wall, or maybe he just lost it. I don't know. Maybe he got hit in the back by Disco Stu. Disco Stu gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting. But that's not what you want to see for Reds, who's now in a hole in the point standings, and that's going to make the hole even deeper. But anyway, as we wait for the field here, the field is starting to space out a little bit. As we got King clear second on Charlie. Charlie 2 seconds clear on Kenobi. Yeah, looks like the field's a little bit spaced out here. As we got a battle here for 6, as Maddie's on the back of Demo here. This is the closest interval on track, so we'll put it on board here. As they go through the swimming pool section here, again, beat by Vegan on those hards, is sinking. Probably should have pitted under the safety car. At the very least, yeah, now he's sinking, but now he's probably going to hold up a queue. So basically, I think this is what Konobi, Charlie, Lazy, and King are all happy to see this because he's going to get held up. Now he's just probably got passed by Demo. And it looks like Maddie's going to try to make a move around the outside too. Going to try to make it as quickly as he can. And they both will get by on the straight before too much time is lost. As it looks like Beat by Vegan hits that wall there. I think he may have got a little bit of damage. He is still sinking. Looks like Disco Stu was going to try something there, but just couldn't make it happen. Now we'll try something at the lunge here. Try to avoid the bump on the hill. Going to get back in the braking point here. Again, Beat by Vegan. Should have really pitted. But again, live and learn, live and learn. Disco Stu is so close up the gears here, you could probably argue he's going to be changing him soon if he doesn't get this pass to happen. So we'll see here if it can happen. It looks like Maddie could try a move down here. Very close. Last time he tried one, I think it was on Demo. Oh, he hits the wall there, though. He could get some damage. I didn't see a particle go flying. So it looks like his wing is okay. No, he did lose a little bit of his end plate, so that's going to make his car a little bit boaty during the left-hand corners. And it does look like, yeah, both end plates are lost on the Ferrari there, Beat by Vegan. Yeah, a lot of drivers are already losing their wing. As it looks like Kenobi's on the back of Lazy. King sets the fast lap of the race. Wouldn't be shocked if Kenobi tries something here. But I think he is relatively close. He doesn't have DRS, though. But he's going to try to use his... he's not even using his ERS. But he does have a lot more ERS than Lazy, so he should probably have something in the next couple laps. Disco Stu has made a pass on Smitty for 7th. As Beat by Vegan has decided to pull it down pit lane. To obviously fix his wing and get a new set of tires. Maddie in the back of Demo here. We actually have Kenobi on the back of a yellow flag sector that is just on Hater again, so we will not cut to it. Lazy under pressure from Kenobi. Definitely there'll be a pass opportunity here in the tunnel section if Kenobi can stay, because Kenobi is on a set of mediums while Lazy went on a set of hards. I think Lazy could have probably made it on a set of softs. No, softs probably only went about 12 laps, so never mind. He had to go on a set of hards. So, yeah, he's going to be a bit of a sitting duck because of the tires, and they are losing a lot of time to the Williams up ahead. Kenobi cannot make something happen here. We'll be on the back of Maddie here. Maddie going to try something. How aggressive would be on the brakes? Oh, I think he just ran into the back of him, I'm not mistaken. Why did they cut that angle? I'll never know. But it looks like he may have... Yeah, he's missing some of his wing. I don't know if that may have been just from the wall smack, though, from earlier. So I don't think that was from the tap, but I'm not 100%. Regardless, though, that is not what you want to see around Monaco. Smitty on the back of Disco Stu here, battling for 7th. Kenobi, again, could he try something? Yellow flag, Sector 1. That is the Ferrari of, I think, beat by a vegan, who's a lap down now. We'll see him up here anyway. He's not crashed out of the race. No safety car. But it'll be a situation where, again, he's going another lap down. So, yeah, again, Kenobi, King has just checked out on the field. Charlie, he's checked out on Charlie 2, 3 seconds. Then Charlie 6 seconds clear Lazy. And now this is again, one of the closest battles we have on track. Yellow flag, Sector 3. I think the 11 has lost, if I'm not mistaken. They have, and now they're doing the Austin Powers 3-point turn. And it's a situation where they're only 1 point away from the points. So if they can, if they can hang on, they could definitely get some points here if one more driver loses it due to nutrition. As Kenobi's still in the back of Lazy, closer than he ever has been, but still can't make anything happen. Demo is kind of checked away from Maddie because Maddie does have that damage, so the advantage of the damage is actually helping out Demo. Disco Stu still on the back of Maddie's. I think Maddie actually has made the pass. No, sorry, my mistake. I had it backwards. Disco Stu still ahead of Smitty, so no major passes happen. Yellow flag, Sector 3. It looks like it's just a slow car as well. Smitty gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that's going to be his first penalty of the day. So yeah, we'll see if anything can happen here. Kenobi going to try something possibly again. Just nowhere to make a pass here at Monaco. We got Demo and possibly Demo. God, the angles are throwing because of those double Haas's. Maddie can't make anything happen, and no cannot Smith. So neither Haas can make a pass on the car ahead of him. But again, it's just very close here, just waiting for a possible mistake. That is what Monaco is. You just wait for a mistake to happen. As Lazy clips that wall there, going to cost him a lot of time. But since it's not really a pass where you can make a pass, nothing Kenobi can do. Just gonna have to sit behind, but the longer Lazy holds up Kenobi, it's slowly allowing Demo, Maddie, Disco Stu, and Smitty all to reel him in. Now, Kenobi is very close here. Definitely can make something happen here. He's gonna have to try something. Definitely wants to make it happen. Yeah, safety car has been deployed. I don't know for what, because no car is retired on circuit, and there's no car. I have no clue what caused that, to be completely honest with you. King is coming into pit. I'm assuming a couple other drivers may as well, just for new rubber, because why not? If you got the tires, come in and take them. But yeah, no car retired on circuit, and the only driver that was pitted was 11. So I have no clue what caused that safety car there, folks. No cars retired, no major damage. Feels like kind of a waste of a call there, but I guess it will neutralize the field. And Kenobi's going to stay out, so he's going to make something happen here. He's going to take the de facto lead of the race ahead of King just barely. So Kenobi can make it to the end, presumably on those mediums. So this, did King just pull a Hamilton? Did he? Maybe. Demo's also stayed out as well. We do have a couple comments here, so maybe they know something we don't of what may have just caused that safety car. Nope, that is someone else saying Monaco is not my circuit. Yep, it's a very hard circuit indeed. It's a very hard circuit indeed. So yeah, that's quite interesting because some drivers did just stay out there while other drivers decided to pit. As you can see here as we look at the tires, Kenobi decided to stay out, and Kenobi probably can make it, because he's on 9-lap-old mediums. If you pit on lap 12, according to the pit stop delta, if you pit on lap 12, the mediums can make it to the end. He pitted 9 laps ago, that would have been on lap 19, we're going to be on 20, that'll be 10 laps, that'll be lap 10. I think it's doable, he can make it on the mediums. It will be close, but since especially Monaco's not an easy circuit to pass, that could actually have just helped out Kenobi big time. Demo's on a set of hards. Demo can make it to the end on those hards. So Demo's de facto P3. Kenobi, I even dare to say, is de facto P1. King is in P2, is probably looking like Hamilton right now when Rosberg got by, looking at what may have just happened. But he's still got at least 20 laps, mate. You got plenty of time to make that pass happen. You'll be on the fresh mediums. But, yeah. Then you also have Charlie, who got jumped by also Maddie as well. So if Kenobi can make it, Maddie can make it as well. Now Charlie's stuck behind the rest of the field here. Yeah, stuck behind Maddie and Maddie. Jeez. Smitty stayed out, and he'll be ahead of Lazy, who decided to pit. Disco Stu decided to pit. He's currently P8, and that's actually going to help Beat My Vegan get back in this race. Now a fresh set of mediums. So yeah, that is quite interesting indeed. Kenobi may have just helped himself out there. Big time. If he can make this, if he can hold on, I'm not going to say it's an upset because Kenobi is in the top 5 of the points, but I definitely say a driver that looked fast, but maybe not the fastest on the circuit, and he's gone out and made this work by strategy, and he ends up holding on. I'd say tip my hat to him and give him a round of applause. But we still got well over 20 laps, so let's not get too hasty. So yeah, quite interesting strategy choices indeed. But yeah, King barely just came. I know I keep harping on it, but King just barely came out behind Kenobi. If King just had a little bit of a faster spot, was just a little bit ahead, King would be ahead. I think King would check out. But yeah, now he's got to deal with someone ahead of him for the first time since lap 1, when Tennu was ahead of him on circuit by pole position. And now he's going to have someone ahead of him, so how will his car handle in traffic? Quite interesting to see indeed. So yeah, as we'll have a quick little, again, another neutralizer here for another safety car here. For what I don't know, we'll call it a phantom safety car, because I generally don't know what triggered it. As the safety car will not be coming in this time by, we'll be waiting for one more lap on the safety car to come in. As we just are waiting, and I guess we're just waiting. Again, if I had a co-commentator, we could kind of riff to fill the air, but since I'm alone in this booth right now, please send help, because I'm alone. I think I'm going slowly crazy on the mic. But it's good crazy, because this race is kind of fun to watch. Has been fun to watch. So actually, as we're waiting here, let me pull up the point stand. Let me make kind of a quick point standing math here and see if I can try to figure out how the standings look right now as they run. Let me use my calculator brain here to try to figure this out. Because right now, Charlie would make a big, because he would be right now in 5th. And that would give him 25, 15, 12. That would give him 10 points, add on to his total of 55. That would give him 65. And since Lazy Tig is behind him, he will extend his point by 4 points over Lazy Twig. And Lazy Twig, since he's in 7th, will be able to jump. So right now as they run, Charlie will be de facto P1, and he'll extend his lead on Rez and Lazy the Twig. Kenobi, with the big points haul day, will definitely be able to jump Lazy the Twig. So yeah, right now the top 4 will look like this according to my quick math. If everything holds how it is, it will be Charlie still in P1, then it will be Kenobi in P2, and the Williams will take over the top 2 spots and the Constructors' lead, presumably. Then you will then have Lazy the Twig in 3rd and Rez in 4th. And then with 5th being Maze, who's not here, Rez will presumably be able to stop the bleeding there and hold on to P4. So as they run, that will be your top 4 in the standings. So very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. And presumably the Constructor standings will hold the same because, well, actually the Constructor standings, Williams will continue their lead at the top spot, and they will extend it because they both will have drivers 1 and 2. Now the safety car is in this lap, so now that Kenobi is now leading the field, how good of a start will he get off the line? It looks like he's going to go a little bit faster than King did on his safety car reset, so it'll be quite interesting to see how he holds it. As we wait here, Maddie gets a 3-second time penalty for Demo, so that's not going to help Maddie in his case. As we wait here to go, Kenobi goes very aggressive here on the quick line. It looks like he goes in the middle section very earlier than King did. King gets a little squirrely, maybe not warmed up his tires that well, but Kenobi will at least get a half a second lead on King as they head off into turn 1. No other major attacks here. It looks like Charlie's already on the back of Maddie, and it looks like he's going to definitely try to make something happen here because he's got to make it quick because he's got the fresher rubber, and he does not want to be a sitting duck behind Maddie, who's on older tires. So he's definitely going to try to make that move quickly happen, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. Same thing with Lazy. He may try to make this move quickly as he's off into the wall there. He did not get his braking point right there, and he's got a broken wing. So that's not going to help Lazy in this case. I think he may have just broke the wing plate at Disco Stu too, because, yep, he did. And we do have a yellow flag sector too. So yeah, Disco Stu and Lazy both have damage. So that is definitely not going to help either driver. As it looks like Kenobi and King are leading the way here. We'll see if Charlie can try something. Oh, Charlie gets very squirrely there on exit, and he's going to have a broken end plate as well. So these drivers have just pitted, have not gotten used to their cold tires yet, and it's another driver that's biting the dust, and there goes Demo. He gets hooked by Maddie, or Maddie hits the tire barrier, and they're both around. Demo's going to lose a lot of spots there, and now Demo's sinking like a stone. Demo's down to 8th. But at least, the very least, I believe Disco Stu and Lazy are going to have damage, and if he was able to keep his wing clean, he may be able to hold it. John Hader gets another time penalty as well. They are dropping like flies here. We do have a yellow flag, Sector 3. As it looks like, I believe the Ferrari beat by Vegans trying a move. No, I think that was John Hader, never mind. But we'll see if anyone decides to pit here, as we got a battle here for the possible lead. They are side by side. Kenobi, not even side by side, sorry. King is all on the back of Kenobi. King is using that new rubber to his advantage. He's going to try to force it and make something happen. Lazy decided to pit along with 11. So Lazy is going to be behind the 8 ball, probably hoping for one more safety car, but will it come? I don't think it may, because it's such few cars left. But again, how they just raced off lap 1, a lot of cars have damage, and a lot of cars are limping. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe he can make a lot of time up, but I don't know if he can make a whole pit stop with the remaining laps to go. King on the back of Kenobi here. Kenobi gets the better exit, so I don't think he'll have a lunge here yet, but it looks like he's going to use the ERS. It looks like, yeah, he will not make a move happen here. He'll have to tuck in behind and stay for another section here. If we take a quick look at the telemetry, my mistake, it looks like in the ERS battle they are about the same, so no advantage in ERS. Charlie's still holding up P3. He's able to get around Maddie while we were watching, so I think Maddie may have hit the wall as well while we were watching that battle between King. Then we got a possible battle here for P7, P8. No, everything else is pretty good. That is a lap down car, my mistake. But yeah, better exit by Kenobi. King tries something here. Again, King is just a little bit too far back. We now DRS is enabled, though, so King definitely could try something on those fresh mediums. The field is quite spaced out, but if we look at the cars here real fast, Kenobi has no damage. King has no damage. Charlie has damage. Hader's got damage. Maddie's got damage. I believe Smith's actually okay, but again, kind of hard to judge with the angle sometimes. But a good chunk of this field has damage or penalties. So it'll be interesting to see how it holds out. King using a lot of his ERS here in this section here to try to get as close as he can. He even gives him a little love tap up the rear of Kenobi. Kenobi's going to have to block for his life, or not block because blocking is illegal, but fight for his life and be as defensive as he can. Gets a better exit than King, though, not using the ERS, while King is using all he's got left in the tank with DRS, but he will not be able to make something happen. John Hader gets another 5-second time penalty, and bearing another 2 cars retiring, I think he's slotting P12 for here today. Again, a lot of the field is spaced out. This is the close battle of the track, but it is for the top spot at the podium, so it is quite interesting to see. Through the S section here, it looks like King is going to get the better exit. Going to try to do a switchback maneuver here. Going to get a good run. He'll definitely have a run here. No, Kenobi gets the better exit. So no possible lunge here yet. King has used all his ERS, using whatever he's got left in the tank. Kenobi's saving a little bit of his, it seems. Both drivers are good on fuel. So at the very least, they both are at least positive, so they can use Rich if necessary. Up the hill section here, King using all his ERS. Probably should maybe back it down and save some of it, because he's got plenty of laps left. Don't want to burn up those tires behind Kenobi, because that is what Kenobi wants. So yeah, nothing else happening in the back here. This is the close battle we have on track. I will update you if anything happens in the back section here. King still has the fastest lap of the race, so he will get 1 extra point to his total. As we get an X here, Kenobi gets the better exit, and he'll have a run here, definitely gaining. He got the better exit, so no advantage for King to make a pass this time by. It will be quite. I do kind of want to cut away to check the penalties, see where they are on penalties, but since I am the main feed, I cannot do that unless there's a big gap. So nothing I can really check on. So both drivers should keep it clean, and they'll be okay. They are one of the only 3 drivers. Kenobi and King are 2 of 3 drivers in the field right now that have no time penalties. As it looks like Charlie going to try again. King gets the chuff here. He's good at getting on those braking points. It feels like King is more aggressive on the brakes than Kenobi is. And King could have something here with DRS. Will he try something? There is a slow car ahead of 11. 11 should just get out of the way. Ghosting is on, though, so no effect. She will get out of the way, and will let them pass for the lead. Looks like King could try something here. Up the back, up the shuffle. He tries he goes for it, but he can't make it work. That is not really a zone where you see a pass there. He put it all in the marbles there, had a big run, and will not make it work. I don't think he got damage, though. So no harm, no foul. Yeah, he does not have any wing damage. He is okay, but definitely was going for it there. Figured that was his best opportunity he had so far, and he went for it. To quote, again, I know I say this every week, it seems like, but to quote Takuma Sato, no attack, no chance, and he decided to try it there. because he had to go for it. But all this squibbling has allowed Charlie to catch up too. So Charlie's now within 2 seconds. But the only problem is Charlie does have a time penalty. Charlie does have a 3-second time penalty though, so even if he catches them, he's definitely going to stay at the top step of the podium because Matty does have a 10-second time penalty. However though, regardless of that, though, he needs to get past both drivers if he wants to win this race. And you can see the Ferrari pitting a beat by a vegan who's currently in the last paying position. So he could actually have a fight here for the last points paying position between beat by a vegan 11 for the last spot. But we will not cover that right now as we do have still a battle for the lead here. As you can see, though, you can hear the Jaws music playing as Charlie is slowly creeping in. That gap is growing smaller and smaller as King has not been able to make something happen. Maybe even a little bit of help by teammates here. Kenobi backing up King and the Charlie, perhaps? We shall see. As we got, I believe we do have 13 laps to go here. Again, it looks like King is trying to save a little bit of his ERS here. Trying to save it because he was using a lot of it on that last run. But again, he doesn't want to burn out his tires. He needs to save his rubber. He has the advantage. And he probably wants to conserve his rubber because Charlie right now is pushing to get as close as he can. But he's also got clean air, so he doesn't have to worry about that downforce and dirty air ahead of him killing his tires a little bit quicker. Will King try something here? Kind of close. Going for it, perhaps, but doesn't want to hit the tire barrier. Drivers have done that in the past, and that wall came up pretty close, but not enough that he'll clip the tire. Oh, I guess it's not a tire barrier, it's a barrier, as I think Kenobi kind of went a little bit wide there. Hopefully he did not get damaged. He is still clean, very wide there. 11 gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings, and now is currently in a last points paying position, but with time penalties, that could fall. Kenobi still currently leading the way. King all over the chuff here. He could try something, but Kenobi gets the better exit. So Kenobi, beat Viking also gets a 3-second time penalty as well. We'll come back to in a minute. King going to try something possibly here. King does not make it work, and Kenobi is still currently in P1 with King in P2. Charlie still about 2 seconds down behind on the road. Maybe hoping that Kenobi and King tangle. Again, Kenobi defending for his life here, fighting as hard as he can. King gonna try something here again, thought about it, but could not get the breaking point to work. Kenobi still holding the way and still leading the way. Again, we do have a battle here possibly for 9th, but I do not kind of want to cut away from this battle here currently because this could happen at any moment. King is a feisty one and could try something at any moment, as you can clearly see. So I do not want to cut away. Lazy has passed Connor for P8, but now 11 seconds by Demo. I don't know how far more he can go up the road. King is going to try something here again on the breaking point, but cannot make it happen again. And the gap between Charlie is dropping slowly. It was now 2, then it was 1.8, now it's 1.6. So Charlie is slowly gaining. Again here, will King try something? This is one of the breaking points here. How aggressively on the brakes here? Again with DRS, going to probably try it around the outside, maybe try a switchback. Not going to make it happen, but going to get a better exit than Kenobi did. Now, Kenobi gets a little bit better of an exit. They're both using the DRS. We do have a yellow flag sector too. I think that's 11 who's currently spun it. 11 has got it refired up, and they're going to continue on down the road. And Kenobi goes a little squirrely there and almost makes a mistake, but it kind of inadvertently kept King from passing because of his car kicking out. Nothing really illegal there. Just a situation where Kenobi kind of lost the back end and had nowhere to go. King had nowhere to follow. The gap down that Charlie, you can see as the Jaws music is slowly playing here. It's now 1.2 seconds. And Charlie is slowly catching King. And King is still trying to get behind Kenobi. As we will have 11 laps here with 10 to go next time by. Let me take a minute to catch my breath here because I feel like if I keep at the pace I'm going, I am going to lose my voice at the rate we're going. Again, King up here. Can he try something? No, he just seems to be losing it off the exit. So it looks like his car is set up more for cornering speed and is more aggressive on the brakes. But Kenobi is more set up for straight line speed. So slight advantage Kenobi. He's getting just slightly better exits. And just a little bit faster on the straights. King gets a better exit there. King going to have his best opportunity to try something around the outside here. Can he make it work? The tire barrier comes out and he hooks Kenobi. He hooks Kenobi and Charlie's going to sneak up by. And Kenobi's probably not too thrilled about that right now because he just had nowhere to go, and I bet you stewards are going to have something to say about that one. Kenobi may have came up a little bit, and it looked like him and King touched, and Kenobi's now got wing damage. He's going to have to try to limp it home, and you just hate to see that because that looked like it was going to be a good battle to the end. But now, same song, different dances, you could say, as Charlie was able to sneak on by, and now King is going to be chasing on another Williams. But you do feel for Kenobi, though. It looked like King tried around the outside. Maybe Kenobi didn't 100% know he was there. Maybe King came in. I have to take another look at it. But it looked like a situation where a racing incident where Kenobi kind of tried to go for real estate that wasn't there, and King tried not to clip the wall. So I'd argue racing incident, but I'd have to see it again to get a clear understanding of what happened. But now King is half a second clear. That just played into our points leader's perfect hands right now with 10 to go here. Charlie leading the way still after sneaking on by like a bandit, like a Tanuki, you could say, sneaking in the night, as Charlie is leading the way. Running out of synonyms, but King is definitely not, as you can see here. Now we have a VSC, as 11 has retired from the session. Has retired on track there. We'll try to find someone quickly. I think it's the other Haas of Smitty. We'll see where, yep, they just lost it. They just lost it going on that section there. Turned the wrong way around, and sadly, no points for the Mercedes here today. Charlie's actually pitting under the VSC, which is interesting because he looks like he had wing damage. Kenobi's staying out, though, because of the double stack, so he can't pit. So Kenobi probably not too thrilled about that. Connor going to get a drive-through for speeding under the VSC. So I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. Why did Charlie pit? Charlie's not going to have any time. He's not going to be able to gain that time back. And Disco Stu just passed him. So Charlie's going to have to pass Disco Stu, Smitty, Maddie, and Kenobi. He is currently, as we'll widen board here for a second, he is currently 17 seconds behind the leader. I don't know why Charlie just pitted there. Maybe he thought he could have got through it quicker with the field neutralized, but... Or maybe he's going... Even if he's going for the fast lap, he was in the lead position. Why did he do that? I don't know. That seems like a stupid decision in my opinion, but... I don't know. I generally don't know, but that's just going to throw to win the King. Because Kenobi has damage, as we're riding board with Charlie, because Charlie's now going to drive like a mad lad to try to make that pass happen. As it looks like Charlie's going to try something here. Again, just not going to be able to make anything happen. Just going to have to stick behind Disco Stu. Charlie now gets a 3-second time penalty. From bad to questionable to, oh my god, please make it stop. Now he gets another time penalty, and now he's going to have to contend with Disco Stu with 6 seconds worth of time penalties. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Disco Stu has 14, so never mind. That position will be his, but he can't pass Smitty on time penalty now. So, yeah, that's just, again, baffles the mind. That it does. As I would not be shocked if Charlie's going to try something on the inside here. Hopefully it's not Verstappen, Maldonado in 2015. Maldonado 2015, no, but he'll make the pass relatively clean, and he'll get the pass now to P5. But yeah, with damage, King does have damage, but King only has light damage. You can see at the missing end plate on the right there, but Kenobi's missing a lot more of his... Actually, it looks like they're about the same. But Kenobi also has a lot older rubber than King does. So, yeah, King's got this race won, unless the stewards want to do something about that incident that happened between the two of them. But I don't see them calling back a race winner because of that incident. Even if they give him 5 seconds, it's still not going to be enough. But again, it will be interesting to see how the stewards rule on that situation. But I believe, again, in my humble opinion, that was a racing incident. But yeah, the field is now spaced out, and it kind of feels like a balloon getting the air let out of it, because we were shaping up for a great finish, and because of the incident between King and Kenobi and then Charlie pitting, everyone's out within 2 seconds of each other, and Charlie's now going to be doing the mad dash, trying to get as much time as he can, but there's no way he's going to get back up to the winning position. But maybe he could still get a podium if he pushes. But maybe he's just thinking, but even if he was thinking points haul, because he pitted under the safety car along with King, so the tires are on the same advantage. He's now going to throw a move around Smitty for 5th, but now that, considering that Charlie has a 6-second time penalty, he's going to have to get 3 seconds clear of him. But I guess the good news is, though, looking at the penalties, Matty has 13 seconds, so he's now de facto on the last step of the podium. But the problem is he's now well over 14 seconds behind Kenobi with 7 laps to go. So I don't think even on a set of softs he can get 12 seconds on Kenobi and make that pass happen. But I guess at the very least, he was looking at maybe 18 points if King got behind him. If King got past him, he was looking at 18 points. But now he's looking at the very least 16 points. So he loses 2 points. So again, I don't get why he did it. John Hader is now looking... Now, back to John Hader for a minute. Another 5-second time penalty for him. But it looks like it's a situation where he's just hoping that one more car retires and he can get points just by default. As it looks like Disco Stu went a little slow there and got passed by a lap down car. As we got Matty locking up here, Charlie's just going to make the pass like he's nothing, and he's going to be up in the P3. And now he's actually only 2 seconds... Actually, he's only 2 seconds behind Kenobi. So never mind. So he goes from possibly 25 points if he got passed by King to 18 points. And now if he gets past Charlie, he gets 19 points. So I guess... But I guess he assumed he was not going to be able to hold up King then. again, I'm a little baffled, but hey, it's God's plan, you could say. So yeah, again, Charlie working like a mad lab up through the field here, trying to get as much time as he can. He's clear 3 seconds clear of Smitty, so he's clear by him, so he's good to go on that time penalty range. Maddie, he's clear of him by time penalties as well, so he's now de facto P3. And I think Kenobi may just let his teammate by. Will he just kind of let him by and team order it here because faster car? I don't think he 100% did, but he probably gave him a little bit of a break here because he knows faster Williams, maybe he can try something, or is thinking in the pit of the constructors because they are leading the constructors as the Haas driver of Maddie has looped it on the barrier, and it looks like he's not going to have a P5, and here comes Disco Stu. That is not what Maddie wanted to see, especially with his 13 seconds worth of time penalties. He's still got a time advantage over Disco Stu, though. So he's still only de facto P5, but definitely not what he wanted to see. Now the question is, by some miracle, there's no way Charlie can make up 15 seconds in the remaining laps. But if he somehow does that, you know what? I will personally get up from my chair, and I will give him a round of applause. If he can do it, as John Hader gets another 5-second time penalty. I'm shocked he has tires to go put on the car left. But, considering how much he's pitted here today to fix wings. I actually did get word from my earpiece here that Charlie actually did lose all of his wing on an instance. That's why he pitted. But it didn't look like that bad of a break. But, again, if that is true, it makes sense why he pitted. And I guess it was a good recovery drive. But still, he looked like he was at least pulling to a degree. But maybe something happened while we weren't looking. So, again, I'll probably hear from it in the interview room afterwards and in the Discord chat. But still, interesting to see. As again, he goes very wide there. I can just see why. I can see why maybe he would have broke his wing there if that's how hard he's pushing some of these corners. But yeah, 4 to go here. King has already crossed the line. We have 4 to go here. Bearing divine intervention. King has got this race won. Great race by him, but again, anything's possible. So I'm not going to even give that spiel yet until he's on the last straight on lap 39 and 39. So yeah, we do actually have a battle here for 7th, possibly. So we'll cut on board here with this, as Disco Stu and Demo are fighting here. Actually, Disco Stu was fighting the lap down car of Beat by Vegan, even though Beat by Vegan was ghosting. And I think Disco Stu does have damage from that incident prior. So he's sinking, and that's allowing Demo to slowly reel him in. So Demo could get 6th position, and I think, but even with time penalties, I think he does have the spot by default. Yeah, he will have the spot by default. Actually, yeah, no, he'll have the spot by default. Yeah, interval, we will have the spot by default. So he doesn't have to worry about passing him on track. But if he can get by him kind of quickly, he could even get some inroads possibly on Maddie. But the problem is, as you can see there, his tires are 25 laps old. But Maddie's are 27. So it'll be interesting to see if they can hold on. So yeah, that will be quite interesting to see if Demo can possibly get a top 5 out of this, if he can make those tires last. Because Disco Stu's 4 behind. And that's a 5-second time penalty. Yeah, it's doable. It's still doable. So Demo can get the top 5 if he can get past Disco Stu, or Disco Stu can get on the giddy up and get within 5 seconds of Maddie. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, nothing else really happening on track, so I guess we'll put this Demo chase on right now because this is the closest thing we have on track to watch. So keep an eye on the interval board here. If Disco Stu can get within 5 seconds of Maddie, and Demo then can stay within 1 second, then that will be that will be good for Demo. So if you're looking at the interval right there, Demo needs to get within 5 seconds of Maddie. So right now, since Maddie's about 33 and Demo's 38, that'd be 34, 35, 36. That would be about 37 something. So he's close, and Maddie just lost a little bit of time there. So again, this could happen. Because I'll slide back on the interval just in case, because you never know if something happens. Because, yeah, now Disco Stu's been... Yeah, so right now, Demo would be de facto P5. As we'll take a look at the fast lap is still Charlie's, and Charlie is making inroads, but not enough he'll ever catch King within the remaining 2 laps. And the light has just come on for Demo as well, so he's going to have to be careful. We'll take a look at who would be technically driver of the day right now as well, as you look at position changes. Right now, driver of the day would probably, as it looks like Beat by Vegan has looped it. No, that's John Hader, sorry. Yeah, just a day to forget for John Hader. But if you look for the running and driver of the day right now, it would technically probably go to Smith. Actually, no, it would probably actually end up going to Connor, because Smith will get a time. Actually, no, because Smith doesn't have a... No, it will go to Smith, because Smith only has a 3-second time penalty. So it will go to Smith. Yellow flag sector 3. It looks like Connor's actually going to go, has already lapped down. So only 8 cars will finish on the lead lap here today. Unless Lazy has to pit, then it will be 7. So yeah, 2 laps to go here. We'll keep an eye on this. Again, this is the last chase here. Right now, again, Demo's just outside 5 seconds. So he needs to get just a little bit closer. Just needs to stay on the back of Disco Stew, and Disco Stew will lead him to the promised land. So yeah, as we'll cut back on board with King here for a second to show he's about to start the final lap of this race. Again, had a little bit of a worry there in the middle section, but after the Kenobi incident and Charlie pitting for wing fixing, yeah, King has just kind of walked away. So other than that little hiccup with that pit he did in the middle section, yeah, great race by King. Very great race indeed. We'll cut back on the chase between Demo here. Demo has lost over a second now, but Disco Stew is within 3.7. So quick maps tells me that is about 5 seconds. So again, this is going to be close. As they're about to start the final lap here, he has to stay. Those mediums are probably, those hards are probably screaming at him to get off him, but he has to stay on him. No point in pitting now. You made your bed, you got to lie in it. Now he's definitely, I think, within 5 seconds, so 4.3, 4.5. So yeah, he's 4.6, so it's going to be close. We'll cut back on board with our leader here. King going past the swimming. We'll be starting the swim pool section one more time here. Relatively clean here, just has to keep it clean, no major mistakes, can take it conservatively, used all his ERS, fuel light's still green, so he's good. Gonna go through the last couple corners here. Great race by King, couldn't get the pole position because of Tenu putting a better lap on him, but I guess he doesn't really complain about that. He led lap 1, led almost every lap of this race, and King will walk home, and he will take the win, and he will win the Monaco GP, and that will definitely help him here today. Charlie gets another 3-second time penalty, but that will not affect him as we cut back here, as Disco Stew has actually passed Maddie. I think Maddie does not have a puncture, so Disco Stew... So Maddie's, that Demo could be on pace to get us, so we'll have to wait and see the count here. Charlie going to come home, our current points leader in second. Actually, we'll cut back to Demo, sorry. This could be a pass happening here. Yeah, locked up hard there. Maddie's tires are screaming, and Maddie's, actually, no, he's got no front wing. I think he may have binned it. So yeah, he's got no wing. Charlie going to cross the line in P2. Our points leader is going to come on P2. Kenobi probably hoping for a better result after what happened. He'll at least take home P3. Smitty going to come home in P4. And he will hold P4, but the fuel light is on. I don't think he'll have a problem here. He won't run to the line here. Now the question is, what will the intervals be? Smitty will come on P4. Disco Stew will cross the line at P5, but if my math is correct, Demo should come home at P5. That he will. And then Maddie will slot home with no wing in P7. And Lazy, who was 4th in the standings here today, will come home as we wait for him to cross the line in P8. As we wait. Eventually, probably hoping for a better day here today, and he'll definitely lose some points to our current points leader, but still better than nothing, at least get points, unlike some other drivers did. And that will, and 9th and 10th will go to Connor, and beat by Vegan will get the last points paying position in P10. So that has been the race, folks. Driver of the day has gone to Smitty, gained the most spots. Great drive by him. So yeah, I will pull up the chats here real fast, see if anyone's saying anything worth relevance while we watch the celebrating happen here. But yeah, great drive by King here today. Did a great drive today, but I bet you Kenobi may have a few words he may want to say to him at the end of the race. But yeah, we'll take, again, I'll do some quick math on the standings here. Williams will definitely extend their constructor standings lead on Red Bull and AlphaTauri, because obviously the Williams finished 2-3 here today, so they will definitely gain their advantage, and they will hold the lead and actually improve on it, and will definitely pull it into more than just a double-digit. It'll definitely pull it into a bigger double-digit lead. As we take a look at the driver standings here as well, as I'll do a quick math here, if we look at the top 4, Charlie will definitely extend his gap. Kenobi should still jump in the P2 because of a bad finish by Lazy down in 8th position. So if looking at doing some quick math, Charlie will extend his lead on all drivers ahead of him, but Kenobi will be 2nd, and then it'll be Lazy will be, no, because Lazy only got 4 points. No, yeah, it will be Charlie, Kenobi, Reds, Lazy. That will be your top 4 at the end of this race in the standings. Next week they will be going to another street circuit in Baku, so I bet you a lot of these drivers will be holding their breath here, because if this was a Calamity Corner race, Baku's a little bit wider, but it still should be a little bit more Calamity Corner. That indeed it will be. But yeah, great drive here today. I hope you guys did enjoy it here. As I will, we'll send it back to the menu here. But yeah, But yeah, I'll wait for it to cut back to the menu, and then I'll say my final thoughts here, and then we'll go through sign off. So yeah, we'll wait here for the load up. That was a great race. If you did enjoy it, like I said, you can follow the league. You can follow the subscribe to the channel here, League Racing TV. They race every Monday at 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you do like this league, you can also possibly join it if you will. They do have a Discord. Someone will probably pin a comment or something at the end of the stream. And there's also Twitter as well that you can follow, and you get more information on the league as well. Or you can also follow League Racing TV on Twitter as well, at League Racing TV, and they'll definitely point you in the right direction. But yeah, that will do it for me. Next week, they will be going to Baku, and that will be, if I pull up my calendar real fast, that will be, if I can find my calendar app here, never have it under pressure. That will be the 22nd of February, 2021. And they will be Azerbaijan at 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern. But for myself, I am PepsiFreak212. Hopefully Liam joins me next week because he did miss a good race here today. I am PepsiFreak212. I am signing off. Thank you and good night.